Batman, and obviously in turn Bruce Wayne, is in peak physical human condition. He couldn't be any bigger without sacrificing speed, movement, and agility, and he probably couldn't be any smaller without sacrificing strength and power. He also probably couldn't be any leaner. The guy is absolutely jacked. And on top of all that, he's also a master martial artist. So how on earth does somebody get to this sort of shape and ability level? Well, I have actually come across an official DC source that states both his training routine and his diet plan. So I thought that would make a really fun video for today. Let's get into it. So first of all, where am I getting all of this information from? Well, there is actually a 2-page section in the Batman Ultimate Guidebook, which is an officially licensed DC product, and it has some really cool stuff about all the characters and some origin stories and famous Batman storylines and villains and gadgets, vehicles, all the good stuff. So you should definitely pick up a copy of this if you're a fan of the Caped Crusader, which I'm going to assume you are. And if you are, you should definitely consider subscribing to this channel. Anyway, I'm going to combine all the details from this section with a bit of my own knowledge and experience as a martial artist to give you an idea of how Batman would train and eat. Batman's skills are obviously legendary, but skills and abilities like this are not only extremely difficult to get, but just as hard to maintain. Constant training, a strict diet, and lots of putting it all into practice is essential. Now, although Bruce Wayne traveled the world and studied many of the world's most practical and efficient martial arts disciplines, he chose to create everything he had learned to create a highly personal combat style that compromises of several core arts. Similar to the philosophy of Bruce Lee, take on board what is useful to you and discard what is not. The distance separating Batman from his opponent would usually be what dictates which fighting style he would use. For example, he may choose to use a weapon of some sort at range. Although he is not really known for being a weapons expert, he is highly proficient in most types of ranged weapons, from guns to bows, as well as most handheld weapons like swords, staffs, and more. When an opponent is in range, he will start with a more kick-oriented style like taekwondo or karate, and as the fight moves closer in, he is a highly skilled boxer. When it comes to the closest range, he is also a master of jiu-jitsu, meaning his grappling skills are also no joke. Whatever the range, Batman is prepared. Now, like I said at the start, it's all well and good learning and practicing these skills, but if you aren't putting them into practice under resistance, then you will never truly be proficient at them. That is where sparring comes in. In my own opinion, sparring is what separates a practical and effective martial art versus one that is more for show. If you can train and spar a technique against a fully resistant opponent and pull it off, then you know it's effective. Whereas other martial arts, let's take Aikido for example, are not really realistic as techniques are practiced on willing opponents. I'm not ripping into Aikido, I'm sure it has its place, but that place is not practical combat. I'm really hoping the comments don't just turn into an argument about which martial art is superior to the next. It's a very old school, out-of-date mentality that has long been proven since the arrival of MMA. If a martial art is actually effective, it was incorporated into mixed martial arts. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Former professional boxer Ted Grant, better known as the hero Wildcat, taught Batman the sweet science of boxing. Batman also refines his technique with a lot of bag work, and he does a lot of footwork drills with Robin. And although Bruce Wayne would have done a ton of sparring in his early days as a young martial artist, he doesn't do a lot of it now as he gets to practice his skills against Gotham City's criminals every night. Speaking of that, to be able to fight day in and day out, and not just in a training sense, but in a real life or death scenario, would take a tremendous amount of endurance and cardiovascular capabilities. Batman patrols Gotham pretty much every night. At a minimum, this provides an intense cardio and upper body workout, from rope swinging to parkour style acrobatics. But this isn't enough of a workout. Batman also engages in short but intense sessions that focus on building endurance while maintaining muscle mass. Batman varies his schedule daily to give his body enough time to recover from the previous session. These sessions are also interspersed with low-wave sleep naps throughout the day. Now I want to talk about 5 of the main physical attributes and how Batman manages them with good balance. Strength. Now, although he weighs 210 pounds or 95 kilograms of pure muscle, he doesn't prioritize weight training over everything else. But there is a big focus on big explosive lifts. He would prioritize powerlifting movements and compound lifts such as bench press, squats, and deadlifts, with some explosive training added in around those. Endurance. Stamina and endurance is Batman's secret weapon. There are people out there that can match him when it comes to speed, strength, and martial prowess, but when they get tired, they make mistakes. This can be where Batman gains the upper hand. He keeps his cardiovascular system active by adding in runs and swims of up to an hour once or twice per week. These are meditative exercises for him, using them as a chance to refresh his mind. When compared to the other aspects of his training and patrolling, it's fairly low impact and relaxing. Reflexes. His reflexes were improved from years of martial arts training. As his body is in peak condition, all he really needed to do was train his eye, and that comes with practice. Just like driving, when you first start, everything seems to be happening too fast, but the more you do it, the slower everything gets and the faster you can drive. It works the same with martial reflexes. Agility. Patrols through the city and across the rooftops of Gotham require a good level of leaping, balancing, and tumbling. Dick Grayson used to be a circus acrobat and has actually taught his mentor a thing or two. When Batman pairs his great agility with his massive strength, he can take down targets with tremendous, devastating force. Durability. Being a billionaire, Batman has access to, and even owns, some of the most advanced medical equipment in the world. His role as a vigilante comes with its fair share of injuries, so he makes sure he is resting regularly and even including stretching and some yoga into his routine to stay as injury-free as possible, essentially leaving the risks down to getting shot or stabbed instead of twisting his knee. Now that we have talked about his training in pretty good detail, let's cover his diet. Now obviously he would need to take a lot of calories in to maintain the size that he does with the amount of calories he must burn with all the training and fighting that he does. The book states that he has a high protein and high calorie diet to fuel his hard working body. It also points out that he doesn't stress or obsess over his diet as he often enjoys a business lunch. However, he doesn't drink any alcohol, so he tends to switch out the champagne for ginger ale. We are then given an example of his daily diet. An average day will look like this. For breakfast, he might have oatmeal, a banana, 2 boiled eggs, and some green tea. Mid-morning, he has tuna, 4 rice cakes with peanut butter. For lunch, he has grilled chicken, jacket potato with steamed vegetables, with vitamins and essential oil supplements. For an afternoon snack, he has cottage cheese, oatmeal crackers, and some fruit. For dinner, he will have grilled chicken, fish, or steak with some steamed veg and rice or pasta. Then, before he goes to bed, he has a protein shake. I genuinely believe that if one was trying to look like Batman, then combining a diet similar to this with a good training routine is actually a good place to start. Overall, I was pretty impressed with the information in this book. Normally books like this are kind of silly and childlike, but there was actually some pretty solid training and nutritional advice in there. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and would be interested in seeing more videos based around Batman's training, then let me know in the comments down below. I actually have a gym downstairs, not just a weights gym and a fitness gym, but also a martial arts gym. And I'd be more than happy to have some of my coaches or myself demonstrate some martial arts or even lifting techniques inspired by Batman's training for you. So if that sounds good, let me know in the comments down below and I'll give it a go. Also, if you want a tour of this full Batcave, including the gym, then also let me know, and I need to clean, but I'm happy to give you a tour. Anyway, that's it from me today, my friends. Thank you all so much for taking the time and watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe for more Bat content if this stuff is enjoyable to you. Have a great day, and I will see you next time on the Batcave. See you guys.